Shalom, shalom and welcome. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah. This is Rise of the Judges, a series that emphasizes that judgment on many fronts is necessary. Being approached by a judge, listening to what a judge will say, oftentimes may bring correction, or at the very least motivate us towards correction. Judging, the value of judging. My brothers and sisters, throughout this series, my prayer is that we understand the need to face judges, and in some cases, we will be ordered to judge. How would you feel if you expense something important to you? Let's just say money, you bought something that you wanted, and it fell apart as soon as you got it. It failed to go through quality control where they judged whether it was ready and fit to be sold. How would you feel, my brothers and sisters, if you was using a tool and it fell apart because it did not go through quality control? And you might say, well, what does this have to do with anything? My brothers and sisters, I want to strongly emphasize, let us welcome judges. Let us welcome judgment. Let us have a ready mind to judge according and only according to the word. End times will prove, my brothers and sisters, those physically alive will encounter conditions that will be a response to actions that reflect, make me move. In other words, the title of this segment, Make Me Move. So many people, we talk about a final exodus, we talk about end times, we talk about conditions, wars and famine and disease and pestilence. But when the subject come of forced movement, forced migration, when the subject come that responds to our actions that say, make me move, we seem to forget the realities of what end times describe. I want you, my brothers and sisters, to be encouraged to not let the words make me move deter you from being able to discern what is coming, the realities of what's coming. Right now, I'm showing a slide with addresses, showing you about judgment. There are time to judge, time not to judge. Let me whiz through them real quick. You can pause and write them down, or you can come back to them. But these are verses to let you know that I am familiar that there is a time to judge and a time not to judge. Proverbs 31:9, Ezekiel, Proverbs 31:9, and these are addresses from the eSword, version 11. Ezekiel 20, verse 4, Matthew chapter 7, verse 1 through 9, verses 1 through 9. Luke 6:37, Luke 6:37. John 7:24, John 7:24. John 8:15 through 16. John 8:15 through 16. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, 12 through 16. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, 12 through 16. Because sometimes there are people who will grab a verse and say, he ain't supposed to be judging. He's not supposed to be judging another person's servant. Don't judge me. You can't judge me. And so forth. We fail to realize that for quality control, that means for moving into set apartness for the better, we must examine things and matters to strengthen ourselves. We must understand that a lot of end times conditions will be a response to our actions. Our actions shout out, make me move, when we're stubborn and don't want to respond to the guidance of the Almighty Father. This segment is to bring to light that even though our words aren't saying to Yahuah, make me move, our actions do that when we're stubborn and rebellious. Now let me present some scriptures related to this topic. Come with me to Matthew 24, verse 4 through 6. It said, Yahushua answered and said to him, take heed that no one leads you astray. Do you think if someone led astray, they was made to move? Something responded, made them move. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and they shall lead many astray. Would you want someone to make you move away from those that could lead you astray? You see, don't take offense to the words make me move, because sometimes it could be for the better. It say, and you shall begin to hear of fighting and reports of fighting. See that you are not troubled, for these have to take place, but the end has not yet come. How many of us have given thought to movement that must occur to save you? How many have given thought that the Almighty Father will use a brother or sister to respond to the actions that can be defined as actions that's saying, make me move? It goes on to say, Matthew 24, 7 through 10, for nation shall rise against nation, rain against rain, and there shall be scarcities of food, deadly diseases, and earthquake in places. You think such conditions will cause us to move, will make the one in the mirror move? And all these are the beginning of birth pains. 8th verse. Then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you, and you shall be hated by all nations for my name's sake. Then many shall stumble, and they shall deliver up one another, and shall hate one another. Do you think you're going to just be sitting still, waiting to be killed? You see, not everyone will be killed, because there are those that will be gathered from the four corners of the earth. There are those that will face physical death naturally by the word of Yahuah. Are these conditions cause for movement? Do we honestly think that the Almighty Father will be waiting on all of us to move out of the way to fulfill what he has promised? Yashar'al, many soften what end times will bring by providing a false sense of security. They tell you, Yah's going to take care of this, and Yah's going to take care of that, and I ain't worried, and I don't fear anything. They soften everything. They even cherry pick scriptures and say, see there, everybody's going to be protected. They forget so quickly that the scriptures talk about martyrs for Yahusha's name. They talk about those led astray. They talk about a falling away. They talk about those blinded at times because of unbelief. We forget all too often, my brothers and sisters. Many situations and circumstances will rise up. To provide a false sense of security is wrong. Many dismiss the need to act using words like Yah will take care of it. We so easily forget that the very belief we represent informs us that the Almighty Yahuah dwells in us, works through us as he sees fit. This will cause movement. Now, whether we want to yield to the words that this is what he does to make me move, or fight against it, it doesn't stop what is promised from Abba Yahuah. The Almighty Father takes care of us in many ways. His discipline can range from keeping our physical life to physical death. In other words, it can mean to doing what it takes for us to repent, get under the blood of the Lamb, and walk in the renewness of his spirit. Make me move will prove to mean, in one way or another, there will be transition. We will move one way or another. Take a look at these words. I use them in another episode. And if you're listening, I'll read them slowly gasoline, diesel, propane, kerosene, nitrogen, food, water, nuclear, electricity, sun, location, people. Take a moment, my brothers and sisters. Each word, take a moment and number each word in your mind or physically. And priority, meaning which is more important than the other. Have the discussion with others regarding prioritizing what should come first. Make me move. What would you be moved to do? Two words should have stood out of all those, my brothers and sisters, that should take priority over all of them. And that's food and water. You see, my brothers and sisters, we are inundated with so many choices and challenges and things to do and distractions that we have not practiced how to prioritize. End times will prove the need to prioritize, the need to respond to what makes us move in a set-apart way that is intended by the Almighty Father. The common factor to each of the words I presented is that they all are related to fuel. Fuel is a source of energy, and believe it or not, my brothers and sisters, it connects to actions in our everyday lives. What actions made you move? Made you get up out of the bed? Made you step out of the house or apartment or tent or take a step or two? Something made you move. And by recognizing it can only happen by the breath given by the Almighty Father, giving us life so that we can move. You see, we take so much for granted. Our first priorities from a natural perspective should be water and food. There will be movement, so let us be mindful of the methods for fulfilling what is promised. There will be things that we will experience in the days ahead that will make us move. Make me move, my brothers and sisters. Yes, the Almighty Father will indeed answer that. And you might say, I didn't say that. I never said that. But to sit lazy, to be stubborn, to fight against the direction you're supposed to go, and it is ordered by the Almighty Father, that's like saying, make me move. Will it make sense to move in a direction using an electric vehicle when there are no charging points along that path? Know what types of fuel will be needed and consider the type of vehicles to use as end times ramp up. Let us be mindful of what the Almighty Father provides for us as we begin to move. Yashar'al, oh Yashar'al. There are those who kick against using words like make me move. That's too harsh. Not realizing that this plan belongs to the Almighty Father. It will be successful. End time prophecies will be fulfilled. And yes, make me move has its place. We all too often disregard the purpose of set-apart discipline. Those who promote a false sense of security and comfort fail to acknowledge words of encouragement, words that lets us know the time will come when we must move. Let's visit Matthew chapter 5, verse 43 through 45. I'm reading the eSword version. Come with me, my brothers and sisters. Make me move. Are we being belligerent and don't know it? Are we being stubborn and rebellious and don't know it? Wait, pray, and watch and discern how the Almighty Father responds to the word, make me move. You see, as his children, he refines us and he strongly influences us to do what is right. Matthew 5, 43 through 45 say, you heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those cursing you and do good to those hating you. And pray for those insulting you and persecuting you, so that you become sons of your Father in the heavens. Because he makes his sun rise on the wicked and on the good, and sends rain on the righteous and on the unrighteous. Notice it say he sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. There are people who want to promote this false sense of security, who don't want to move. We're going to be all right. Y'all going to take care of me. He's not going to let famine, pestilence, disease. He's not going to let me be in the footprint of an earthquake, a volcano, a meteor shower. He's going to take care of me. He's going to get them wicked ones. My brothers and sisters, it's time for us to gird up and face the realities that we know not the exact day that we will die physically. And some of us will face a severe physical death. Some of us will face an untimely death. Some of us will face the conditions that the wicked face. But our spirit has been bought. Our being has been purchased by our price, by the blood of the Lamb. We have been renewed. We have received everlasting life. So do not worry about what will happen to these earthen vessels, my brothers and sisters. Do not step out of place as Yahuah makes us move to where he wants us to be. My brothers and sisters, I cannot stress enough how we must begin to seek to discern the realities of end times. Let us assess our expectations and establish a ready mind and body to follow the guidance of the Spirit of Yahuah sent in the name of Yahusha, where we can clearly understand what he wants, what he expects. Have you considered what are your expectations? Do they line up with what the scriptures speak of? We sometimes do not like the way people present things, such as using the words "make me move." Know this, regardless of whether we like how things are presented or not, they will fulfill their purpose. They will not wait nor work to please us individually or collectively. End times will make people move. And we're about to see that. We are about to witness some surprises. And some of us will be more welcoming to instructions that guide us in movement. Let us measure and work towards a strong set-apart position by realizing the need to check motivation sources and see how they fit in the scheme of things as it relates to make me move. Check motivation sources. This was before this segment. So there's a segment with that title. Consider visiting it and see how it connects to make me move. My brothers and sisters, let us begin to pursue answers to how the Almighty Father Yahuah will successfully fulfill his promises. Regardless of what we think, the process for bringing unity will come. And he chooses how that will come to be, and he will work in us, through us, one towards another. Let us pray and be mindful of that, my brothers and sisters. Begin asking questions that contains words like when, where, what, how, and with whom. Know that there will be times when Abba Yahuah will bring about ordered movement. Ordered movement. Yes, he will make us move. There will be those among us who are able to discern and understand living guidance. Some will demonstrate having a ready mind to move quickly when directed. A sense of urgency will rise up. The time is now. It's now, my brothers and sisters, to identify what actions have we embraced that dictate a make me move condition. Yashar'al. Take a good look and embrace a readiness to obey without going through the severe without going through severe discipline. Make me move can be a good thing if we readily accept set-apart orders that makes us move in the right direction at the right time with the right person with the right resources to avoid pain and regret that may be unnecessary. The time is now to identify what actions have we embraced that dictates a make me move condition. Take a good look and embrace a readiness to obey without going through severe discipline, my brothers and sisters. I cannot stress that enough. That's all I have for this segment. Thank you if you've listened from beginning to end. Yes, was it redundant? Did I keep repeating make me move? Something to think about. How much energy, how much effort, what does it take to make us move? And are we moving in the right direction at the right time? Soon and very soon, these answers will come. Let us establish a ready mind, my brothers and sisters, and learn how to yield, when to yield to the Almighty Father's guidance. On that note, thank you. Stay tuned. There's more to come. To you, my brother, my sister, my family, I say, Shalom.